Hey yo! So issue 20 of the One Piece magazine is out, and we got some devil fruit reveals, specifically the Gura Gura no Mi, otherwise known as the Quake Quake fruit or the Tremor Tremor fruit, and we have the Bird fruit model Phoenix. So we got Whitebeard's fruit, also known as Edward Newgate, and we got Marco's fruit. Now, I made a video a little while back talking about how people often lie about the Gura Gura no Mi and saying that it was this weird fan art fruit. But what's so funny about that is not only is the official art of the fruit blue, but it looks like a pear. This was not the official statement when I made that video, but a lot of people were correct in guessing that it would be blue and looked like a pear. However, the artwork that was being passed around at the time was not official and not true. So yes, that was a lie. However, this is what the official fruit looks like. Now, what's so interesting about this too is that it looks like an iceberg. Like you could use this in an iceberg video and it'll be completely on theme, but it does give off the same kind of vibe as a Logia fruit, even though I would not call the powers of the Quake Quake fruit a Logia fruit. I would compare them more to the more magical powers of the Op Op fruit because they are quite similar. And we did a video about that a while ago, talking about how the awakenings supposedly are very similar. As we see Law put his rune inside of his sword, we do see in the events of Marineford, or the War of the Best as it's called, we do see Whitebeard put a tremor through his Bicento, and we have this weird sort of wavy bubble around the blade of Bicento, and he flings that, and that causes an earthquake. So I would say that is probably Whitebeard's awakened ability, the ability to infuse objects with the Quake Quake fruit ability. So much like Law, the person in question, the user in question, isn't the origin point for the ability to go off. They can put the origin point of the ability just somewhere else. We'll have to see how Blackbeard uses the fruit in the future. Now, this brings us to the funny one. The Bird fruit model Phoenix, or the Tori Tori no Mi model Phoenix, held by Marco. So it looks like a pineapple. I'm so happy it looks like a pineapple. I think a while ago I did a short talking about how I hoped that this fruit would actually look like a pineapple when its official art was revealed. And I was correct. I'm so happy about that because it just increases the joke. So this pineapple-headed man ate a pineapple in order to become a phoenix. Sensational. Fantastic. Now, there's a funny little detail about his fruit that you don't get to see often. With his fruit in particular, the leaves of the pineapple are more representative of the flames of the phoenix because they are blue and yellow, where the body of the pineapple is green. So this is one of those cases in which a Zoan fruit looks kind of like the animal within the fruit. You see this with Dalton's fruit, you see this with Lucci's fruit, and you see this with Orochi's fruit, the snake fruit model Yamato no Orochi, because it does look like the actual snake. This isn't the case all the time, however, because Yamato's fruit and Luffy's fruits famously look nothing like the actual power that they give. So I don't know if a theme is being set here, because technically Luffy and Yamato's fruits are their first two deity type devil fruits in the series, meaning Zoan fruits that actually turn you into a deity, whereas a phoenix is just a mythical beast. Kind of like how the Yamato no Orochi is just a mythical snake beast. So I'm not sure if there's any rhyme or reason to this, or it's just happening to just happen, you know? I don't really know. But with that being said, give me your thoughts and tell your friends about Polypede. What?